Okay, still working on the homework for 4.2. I'm going to do a couple from the ready and some of the set. Okay, so just wanted to skip down here to number 8 and number 9 to remind you about something. Let me see if I can make that bigger. Okay, so for number 8, we're solving for y, and the coefficient is 1/2. I'm going to put on my glasses. And so to do the inverse of multiplying by 1/2, we can divide by 1/2, but also when you see a fraction here, multiplying by the inverse, multiplying by the multiplicative inverse, also called the reciprocal, also will give you a 1 or 1y. And so we can multiply by 2. I can find y by multiplying by the inverse of 1/2 is 2. Now here, we're trying to solve for h. So it's actually the formula for a area of a triangle. Area equals base times height divided by 2. And so if we had the height and we wanted to find, no, I mean if we had the base, we wanted to find the height, we can use a different formula by solving for h. So I notice that h is multiplied by b and divided by 2. So I could say, oh, well, I'm going to multiply by 2 and I'm going to divide by b, or I could do it in one step by multiplying by the reciprocal of b over 2. Okay, so that's a good thing to remember how to do. So I can find h by multiplying by 2 over b. On both sides of the equation. Okay, down here on the set, okay, you're just looking at the units for each thing. So at first, the units are the number of miles in different things. So miles. Number of miles. So they looks like they run on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. We're going to assume that they don't run on Tuesday and Thursday. Number of miles from Jackson's house to the school, that's measured in miles. Now we're doing some time in hours to travel to the school. Time in minutes spent running in PE on Monday and on Wednesday and on Friday. So that's all time in minutes. So we don't write that the units are time because that's not specifically what are we measuring in. Measuring in minutes. And if it didn't tell you, then you could say hours or minutes or even seconds, if whatever would make sense in the thing. Okay, so making meaning of the expressions. Let's look at number 11 and 14 compared together. Number 11 is m plus w plus f. Number of miles ran in each of those days, so it's total miles. Number 14 is the time spent each of those days, total time per week. What about this one? It's 4 times the total miles. Oh, well, I can make sense of that by thinking that there's 4 weeks in a month. So total miles in months. In a month. So over here we have to go back and put per week. Is there one for total time in a month? No, what's this? This is total time divided by 3. Well, that would be average time per day. Oh, sorry. So this is total time per week. So if I divide it by 3, that's average time per day because they run for 3 days. So that's why I divided by 3. You add up all the time they ran in a week. Maybe they ran for 20 minutes. Well, let's say 21 minutes. One day it was 10, one day it was 5, the other day it was 6. And so their average would be 21 divided by 3, 7 minutes per day. Okay, I'm going to leave the others for you.